Hi, Alex. I did not expect to see you here tonight. Are you studying in the library again?
Hi, Sophia. Yes, I come here many evenings after work. It is quiet here, and I can focus better.
That is nice. I want to improve my English, but I do not always know how to study well. Can I ask you about your daily study habits?
Of course, Sophia. I am happy to help you. Good study habits can make learning easier and less stressful.
Thank you. I really need some good advice. Sometimes I study a lot for one day, and then I stop for 3 days.
I understand that. Many people do that at first. For me, short study time every day is better than a long study time once a week.
So you study every day? That sounds very disciplined. How much time do you usually spend on English?
I usually study for about 40 to 60 minutes a day. On busy days, I only do 20 minutes. I try not to miss the habit, even if I am tired.
I like that idea. 20 minutes feels possible for me too. What time do you usually study?
On weekdays, I study at night after dinner. On weekends, I sometimes study in the morning. I choose the time when my mind feels calm.
I think evening is better for me too. The morning is often busy and I rush a lot. At night, I can sit down and think more clearly.
Then evening can be your study time. It is good to study at the same time each day. Your brain starts to expect it, and the habit becomes stronger.
That makes sense. I also want to improve my listening. Listening is hard for me because native speakers talk fast.
Yes, listening can be difficult in the beginning. I think the best way is to listen to simple English every day. You do not need to understand every word at first.
What do you usually listen to? Do you use podcasts, movies, or lessons? I want something easy, not too advanced.
I use a mix of things. I listen to short podcasts for learners, slow English videos, and simple conversations on YouTube. Sometimes I listen to the same audio 3 times.
3 times? That is interesting. What do you do each time you listen?
The first time, I just listen for the main idea. The second time, I listen for important words and simple details. The third time, I repeat some sentences aloud.
That sounds very useful. I think I often make a mistake because I only listen once. Then I feel bad when I do not understand much.
Please do not feel bad. Repeating is not a mistake. It is part of learning. When you hear the same words again and again, they become more familiar.
I needed to hear that. I always thought good learners understand everything quickly. Maybe I was too hard on myself.
Many learners think that way, but it is not true. Good learners are usually patient, not perfect. They keep going, even when progress feels slow.
That is encouraging. I also want to ask about vocabulary. I learn new words, but I forget them after a few days.
That happens to everyone. I do not try to learn 50 words at once. I choose 5 or 6 useful words a day and use them in simple sentences.
Only 5 or 6 words? I usually make very long word lists. Then I feel tired and I remember almost nothing.
Yes, smaller is better for daily study. It is also important to review old words often. New words need many small meetings before they stay in your memory.
How do you review them? Do you write them in a notebook or do you use an app on your phone?
I do both. I keep a small notebook for words I really like, and I use flashcards on my phone when I am on the bus or waiting in line.
That sounds practical. I like the idea of using small, free moments in the day. Sometimes I waste those minutes on social media.
We all do that sometimes. You do not need to stop using your phone. Just change a few minutes of it. Even 10 useful minutes can help a lot over time.
True. What about videos? I enjoy watching English videos, but I worry that it is only entertainment and not real study.
Videos can be great for learning if you use them well. Choose short videos with clear speech and subtitles. After watching, try to say what you understood in your own words.
I like that method. So I should not only watch and move on, I should stop, think, and speak a little too.
Exactly. Passive watching is relaxing, but active watching teaches more. You can also write down 2 or 3 new phrases from each video.
I think that will help me a lot. Sometimes I hear useful phrases, but I forget them because I do not write them anywhere. Then the next day, they are gone.
Yes, writing helps you notice language better. Try to keep one simple page for phrases, not just single words. Phrases are easier to use in real conversation.
That is a good point. I want to speak more naturally, not like a robot. Learning full phrases may help me sound smoother.
It will. For example, instead of only learning the word improve, you can learn the phrase, I want to improve my listening, or I am trying to improve every day.
I love that example. It feels much easier to remember a phrase with a real situation. I can already imagine using it in my own life.
That is the best way. When English connects to your real life, it becomes more meaningful. Meaning helps memory.
Can I ask one more thing? How do you stay motivated when you feel tired or busy? That is my biggest problem.
I try not to wait for motivation all the time. I depend more on routine. I tell myself, just study for 10 minutes. And usually I continue longer.
That is smart. 10 minutes feels easy, so it is not scary. I think I often fail because I tell myself I need one perfect hour.
Yes, perfection can stop us. Small action is better than big plans with no action. Some days will be easy, and some days will be messy. But the habit can still stay alive.
I really like that idea. Small action is better than no action. I think I will write that sentence in my notebook tonight.
You should. You can also make your study plan very simple. For example, 10 minutes of listening, 10 minutes of vocabulary, and 10 minutes of speaking practice.
That sounds clear and not too heavy. I can do that after dinner before I go home to sleep. It feels like a real plan, not just a dream.
Good. A clear plan saves energy because you do not need to decide everything each day. You just follow the steps.
Should I study grammar every day too? Sometimes grammar books make me nervous. There are so many rules.
You do not need long grammar study every day. For your level, simple grammar in short lessons is enough. Learn one small point, then use it in speaking and writing.
That feels much better. I can study one grammar point and then make my own examples. I think that will help me understand it more deeply.
Yes, exactly. Grammar becomes easier when you use it in real sentences. If you only read rules, they can feel cold and difficult.
I am learning so much from this talk. Tonight was a lucky evening for me. I came here to return a book, and now I have a full study plan.
I am glad to hear that. You already have the most important thing, Sophia. You care about learning, and you are ready to build a strong habit.
Thank you, Alex. Starting tomorrow, I will study every evening for at least 30 minutes. I will listen, review words, and speak a little out loud.
That is a very good start. Keep it simple, keep it regular, and be kind to yourself. English grows little by little, day by day.
I will remember that. Maybe next week I can tell you how my new routine is going. I hope I can say, I am improving every day.
I am sure you can. And when next week comes, tell me about your progress in English. I will be happy to listen.